Day 73. How amazing, how fascinating is the Bible. And what an incredible privilege we have to be alive in a time when it is so easily accessible. Many of us have multiple copies lying around our home. It's accessible on the internet, on our mobile devices. Let's not take that for granted. Let's press into that. The wealth of scripture and scripture knowledge and commentary and translations that are available to us to allow us to grow in our knowledge of Jesus. John chapter 5 today is all about Jesus' deity. Yesterday we saw in John chapter 4, Jesus said so clearly, I am he. He identified himself as the Messiah in so many words. And here in John chapter 5, John says that same message, but from so many different details. Jesus heals a man on the Sabbath, once again upsetting the Pharisees that they really don't like this Sabbath thing. And we saw in the Synoptic Gospels how Jesus used those to declare himself as Lord over the Sabbath. Here he uses it to show that he is equal to the Father. As a side note, you would have read, depending on your translation, something like, truly, truly, verily, I say unto you, most assuredly, various phrases like that get used in John chapter 5 as an example and throughout Scripture. Every time we see a passage like that, it's not because Jesus was lying the other times. He is saying something which we might think he is lying. He is about to say something which is hard for us to understand. It's not obvious for us to understand. And so I want to encourage you, when you see those, slow down, read even more slowly, because Jesus is emphasizing a point there which we are likely to miss. And then John goes on to show us in Jesus' teaching here that Jesus is firstly equal to the Father, that he is the one who gives life, something which only God can do, that he is the one who will judge at the end of the day, that he has the right to be honored, to be worshipped. And he goes on to speak about all of the witnesses that testify to Jesus, not just he himself. He says John the Baptist, he testified of Jesus. The works that Jesus does, which are the works of the Father, they testify that he is God. All of the scriptures, they testify that he is God. Moses himself testified that Jesus is God. So John's message here is really obvious for us, that Jesus is Lord.